So, I've noticed it. You're gonna all think like I'm crazy, but it is true. Like I've noticed, because like it was like 11 o'clock, and my parents were just like, "Oh, I'm in town. Do you want to meet up? And we'll buy you like a McDonald's burger and chips." And it is true. Like when you just eat that food, it tastes like really nice. But it is true. You just kind of feel like really sluggish afterwards, and it's like I feel like that is just an allegory. There's probably is just they're putting shit in there. They're probably like pumping like Jews of all over the company. It's why like the CEO. I'm not even joking. When the CEO like ate the burger, he was like he didn't want to eat it. Because he's probably like knows, he's probably like seen firsthand in like the factory, he's seen like somewhere in the refinery, like after they blitz up the beef and stuff, there'd be like a part where there's just some guy in a lab coat, he's going to put in like this weird powder, and you'll be like, what's that? And he'll just lie to you and say it's like, oh, it's just it's just preservatives or anti-caking agent or some shit. It's not. It'll probably just be like some like fucking estrogen or something that's like just designed to like make men like weak and like tired. It's just true. Because it's like, since I've become vegan, I feel like I've actually become more like testosterone based, and that sounds really strange, but I feel like there's definitely something in it. There's definitely like the meat or something. It's just, and it's too, and you're gonna be like, well, that's insane. But it's just too easy, because they know, like, if you're like, again, Jewish, and you could fuck with any country, yeah, you're going to easily know that everyone in America loves eating meat. Everyone in America loves to chow down and eat their meat. So, what would you do? I'll buy out, like, some meat ranching companies in, like, America, and I'll just try and, like, be in the production line, and I can just fuck with their food. And it's like, you can't be, like, so obvious that you just, like, literally, like, put poison in it. But you can be, like, smart, and you can just, like, put in, like, stuff that you know will give people cancer later on, or just, it's a carcinogenic, and it's still technically, like, legal in in the food thing. Like, folic acid or some shit. Just, like, some kind of crazy, something that doesn't really need to be in there. Because you get people who cope, and they, like, put these memes, and it's like, look what you're eating when you eat, like, the vegan burger. And I'm like, yeah, I know that's no better. But it's just, I don't usually try and eat like those vegan meats so much. But it's just almost too obvious, isn't it? And then it makes me think as well, because I just remember like the hype train was always like, everyone who becomes really famous, they always like end up being vegan. And I was like, I wonder if that's like a nod that they're all in on it. Like all the people in on it, they know that like all the meat that's you're going to buy in America is all going to be fucking tainted because, yeah, they just like got the grubby mitts and all like the abattoirs, and they're just like injecting all of their like bovine meat with just fucking like lead or something. Just something to like retard Americans. Fluoride or some shit. It's probably like a lot worse in America. But it's just an observation I just had. I just finished eating the burger and I got back to hear about it. And I guess it didn't help. It's been really hot, to be fair. But it's just mad because you'd get some people that they would eat that like every day. I might let you off with like if you just had like chips, maybe like small chips every lunch, you might be alright. And like that was kind of like your treat. But if you're gonna buy like an actual meal, especially if it's like sugar, because I just don't understand. I don't think like, a lot of Americans seem to get like this whole sugar-free concept. Because a lot of them seem to struggle like with full fat soda, and they're just like, well, what do you drink then if you're not drinking full fat soda? It's like, just drink soda, sugar-free soda. And they're like, that exists? Yeah. I mean, by law, it probably has to. Again, I don't know what's like in America, but pretty much like in the UK, it's like taboo to like actually now get like. I just never even bother. And I'm never gonna bother with my kids either. I'm just no point. I'll just accept it was a necessary evil that like I was exposed to, but like I managed to cut myself out. Like I didn't end up with severe, but I was really bad with sugar when I was a kid. I mean, my kids might still end up picking up bad habits. The worst one's just going to be energy drinks, because they're just so fucking incestuous. That'll probably be like something I'll just try and get rid of, again. Like if I'm... Maybe just push it up to 18, because I know it's 16. Which I'm fine with that. But there's still ways they can like get around it and things. And you just got these fucking stupid, like... and this is why, again, they've done it. They've just let like all of your corner shops now, not like your trusted like old couple who run it, and you've got like, we used to have a place called Anderson's, and it's like it's turned into like a Morrison's now. But it used to just be like a little small business just owned by like the Anderson family. He even did like paper round deliveries and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And it's like he would be like Mr. Kelso. He was literally like Mr. Kelso from like Recess. In a sense, like he was just kind of like the shopkeep, and he just thought he obviously not so much me because I was quite young, but he did have like good rapport with like and it's just a good place again. And this is what Jews don't want. They don't want there to be any like places of congregation, especially along the whites. And I know why. I know why. I've worked it out. I've told you. I'm like Blackbeard. I've done it. I managed to like find out the secret. I'm now like I'm like at the part of like Blackbeard where I'm like trying to gather my crew. And like you don't really know. Every time you see Blackbeard in One Piece, you're kind of like you just get given like a little bit more of what he's up to. He's got like maybe another new crewmate, or he sort of reveals a little bit more about what his plan is. And it's like I get it. Like my reaction would be just like how everyone is when I say it. One Piece does exist. And I get it. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It's not. It isn't. I'm not. Whatchamacallit? I'm not like reeling over the fact it has to be done. I'm just literally taking it as it's an unnecessary evil. It's just gonna have to happen, and we have to get rid of it. And it just needs to be done. We just have to be as pragmatic about it as possible. And it's gonna make a lot of people really upset. But that's okay, because that's just what has to happen for the great good, I'm afraid. It's like if you have, if you're like a, what do you call it, like a mountain explorer, and you've just got like, one of your arms has like got frostbite, and it's just starting to get gangrene, and it's just like rotting off. And you can see the infection is like going up your arm. You might have to take precaution, won't you? You have to like get rid of that arm. Yeah, sure, it sucks. I mean, this allegory won't really work because it doesn't grow back. But I guess you could get a prosthetic one. I suppose you could use that. But it will effectively probably just be, and it's like I can tell the reason like you're not even allowed to talk about it, the reason it's been like made so taboo, the reason it's like so gauche to talk about it is because they do not want it to happen, because it is the thing that needs to happen. All this time you've been in school and you feel like you've been listening to like fucking Professor Goldberg, like doing like the training, the teaching curriculum. He's just teaching you to be like pussies and just like love everyone, hug everyone, and just everyone's going to be your friend. Never think about killing and never thinking about harming people. Like that's true to like your allies, but it is certainly not true for like people who don't like you. And they don't want that because what they don't want you to do is they don't want you to like come out of school and just like harbor resentment to like black people because you just know that you've gone online, you just keep seeing videos of them in all their countries, just ending YE and all the crimes that they do and how bad it is. And this is so obvious. It's just so obvious that there's here some kind of humiliation thing and they're being protected by the state. And it's like, why do we have to put up with that? We don't. I think I could very validly put up a good argument as to why we had to have to do this. And loads of people will hate me and disagree with me, but that's fine. But I don't need that. They can fight back as well. Like I'm not gonna like pretend that they have their complete ability to like fight back as well. We're not gonna like just be hardened criminals. But yeah, effectively we just need to take out Africa. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just, there's no use for it. There's no use for it. It's just gonna keep growing. It's gonna be a perpetual hole where nothing's happening. Money's going in there and just probably getting embezzled and used by like Jews and stuff. The people who are coming out of it, there's nothing good coming out of it. Nothing is coming out of it. They provide nothing to society. All of the places that are just like owned completely by black people are just completely fucked. There's nothing. There's just nothing going on. It's not worth it. Even like the few cities they have, it's just like fine. But white people can just take over and we'll just like make it a lot better. We could turn Africa into such an amazing place because we'll just stuff like I said, like loads of like nuclear power stations on the coast. Could like some of like those Sierra Leone or fucking like what's it called, Ivory Coast and stuff like that. You could just have like a whole country which would just be like filled with just the nuclear power stations because Africa's massive, so we're gonna need loads. You know, it'll be a huge project. It'll take absolutely, but it'll keep us busy for so long. There'll be no more of this bullshit where like we're gonna have to just like, it's like people like me where we're just sat here just doing what are we doing with our lives? This is what I'm talking to you about. Like even this is just the resistance. It's just distraction. Like me just sat here just like in my 30s and I was like nothing else to do. I can't date women because they're just like impossible to like literally date. You gotta like go find a woman like Katie who's just gonna hate you. There's no point working really hard because the system's rigged to like be against people who work hard, and you're getting taxed off the wazoo. Again, having kids, like I have it, but like I'm in like a very bad situation. But that's just a normal situation. It's just absolutely a normal situation for a lot of people. The absolute worst people are in power. There's just absolutely no reason at this point where we just need to shake it all up. We just need to like have someone in the helm who's just going to shake things up because otherwise nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same shit, but getting worse. It's just going to get worse. But we need to get like immediately just get rid of immigration, get rid of them all. It just doesn't matter. Again, there'll be like loads of girls that are gonna give you like really upset faces and stuff, but you just have to ignore them. And then we need to get rid of the Equality Act, and we need to get rid of the Human Rights Act. We need to like ban foreigners from being in government. And once you've done that'll probably be it. You'll find that those rules or laws will probably never get changed again. That's the good thing we got to remember, is that once we get someone in place, that might be it. Because once you have someone who's like quite Republican in place, you can then really change like things around, especially if you get rid of the fucking like immigrants. The demographic shift would be huge. It'll be like so much more like right. Because basically just people on the right are just usually like family men. And some women, like it's usually like the men and women who are like married and have got kids. But then like every immigrant, every gay person, every like pretty much like any young women. It's like that saying from like what's his face? The guy did 1984, whatever his name is. So it's like it says it's always the women, especially the young ones, that use the slogans and something like that. But it's just true, isn't it? It's just look at Katie. I told you she's like the epitome of that saying. Eats up the slogans. She loves all the shit like Me Too, Black Lives Matter. Basically, just has no opinion of her own. Everything she is just a product of like brainwashing. It just doesn't feel like she's got like an outsider opinion. But she might do. She might just be grifting everyone, and like as soon as the camera's off, she's just saying the N-word loads, which is fun. I think that'd be fine. I didn't even really have a problem with that Alex guy did it. I'm Alex. It was funny. And that's just again another reason why like I'm never gonna say it, because I would be comfortable to say it, but I just know that like even just having me on record saying it's probably enough just to fuck with me in the future. It's not worth it. And definitely get my like channels stricken down, so you just can't give them anything. You just gotta like make sure every time you like say stuff you can probably justify it as either being a joke or it's just an opinion or something you think. But the reason why is because not only there's like loads of benefits. The downside is, yeah, unfortunately loads of people are gonna die. Probably the most amount of people who are ever gonna die in history. But it will free up loads of space, and then we can like take over all of Europe, and we could just turn it into an absolute like utopia. We could turn it into like the utopia we promised. We would be able to like build such good infrastructure. There'd be massive airports. We'd just probably build a fuck off massive airport. Just be like, and actually turn Europe into like an actual like sick continent you'd want to visit. Because when Whitey's in there, we will like build all these like great buildings, and it will just like be, even though it's be like Australia, where even though you have all these fucking like mosquitoes and shit, we'll probably like just by that point have invented like sprays and stuff that can just get rid of the really bad malaria mosquitoes, because we're just smart enough to do it. And also not only that, but it's like we can try and protect the big game as well. We'll have like better facilities because we can just be there to be able to do it. Whereas at the moment, like the thing you always gotta remember is the people who are always like trying to shoot the fucking big game animals are black as well. So it's like, again, it's not. If the Jews will probably all lie to you, and you'll watch if you watch like Captain Planet or some shit like that, like one of these PSA shows, it would be like an episode where they go to Kenya, and it'll be like, you'll show like these competent Kenyan guys with like guns and their jeeps, and then like it'll show like the poachers trying to shoot like the rhino, and there'll be like these white guys with blonde hair and blue eyes and like really muscular. They'll be like, this would be a great trophy on my wall. Just something that just wouldn't make any sense. And then like Captain Planet will help him out, and it will always end up that those guys end up getting cucked, and like they'll be on the floor, a bit like you remember what's his face, Homelander. He'll be like, you want me to eat shit? You want me to suck your dick? What do you want me to do? Eat the shit? It'd be like, it's just gonna be like that, and then like getting cucked by these big, and the Kenyan guys. Every scene that you see the Kenyan guys, they get like a slightly bigger and more muscular and taller. And I'll do that again. Like when I'm like the minister of like propaganda, I'll make really like funny like things like that to really like show what the Jews were doing, because I know what they're doing. It's all subversion. I understand it all. So like I didn't notice it so much, but now like I am like watching things a lot more. It's true. If you just sort of watch anything from around like the 90s to 2000s, it's like it's always like there is generally like a theme of like bad guy will be like some blonde, like some white dude, who's usually just unstable and like an absolute sociopath, but he's really smart. And that's the important thing, because that's the trick they want you to do. Because then, like, if you see anyone who's smart, every retard who's like watched too many like Goy Law TV shows, you go, well, he's going to be like a sociopath and probably want to kill me and stuff. Which might not have been the case, but people have gone too far now, I'm afraid. That's the difference. Society makes the sociopaths, and it's like it's not good enough to like be. To just be like a white person, periodically just watching your race being like snuffed out and you're not allowed to ever think about retaliation. That's just absolutely mental. And no one, whoever's telling you that's just insane. I don't know. There's no doctrine that says that. If anything, there'll be loads of doctrine that'll be in your favor. There'll be plenty, I can imagine, in ye old UK doctrine. There'll be loads of things which says if anyone goes to the crown, you have absolute rights. Like, try to come up with formulations and ways of doing it. So in my opinion, if I think like Africa is like a rogue nation, a continent, and it's just full of like barbarians who just want to kill us, yeah, let's do it. It won't even probably be that difficult. And that's why they're deliberately suppressing our army budget, and they're just trying to make all of our army retarded because they don't want us to do this. It's why it's obvious, so obvious. But you got to remember, like, who cares about Africa? No one cares about them. No one will care. The Jews only care about them because they're just being used as a voting bloc. But if like black people overnight lost the ability to, no, the Jews would still use them to try and flood Europe. But that's why they need to be taken out, because that'll just keep happening otherwise. You've got like basically 2.5 billion people, and they're just every single day they're just going to keep trying to clamber on a boat, and there's people helping them out doing it. So what do we need to do? Just stop them. Send out a couple of like we need to like build. If we worked with America, we could do it really quick. But effectively, we'd need to like we could just all of like the white nations, all of the Europe can just gang up, and we'll just become like Europa. And then we'll have America join and Australia join and Japan, and it will just turn into that's it, and that will basically probably be the set piece for the start of World War Africa. Because like we'll garrison up our army, and we'll probably like try to have like every single European country which is in the Mediterranean, is got like a border in the Mediterranean Sea. Each one of them to like build at least a couple of like aircraft carriers, and then once you've done that, and just loads of planes on it, and then also because like fucking. It's not that far to garrison missiles to like over the Mediterranean. You can just buy, just build loads of like long range missiles, just stick them on the edge of like, again like Italy and Spain, France, and just start like just bombing the fuck out of them. And they won't have anything to do. They'll have a couple of shitty jets and stuff, which we could just take out with like drones and advanced weaponry. We've got like lasers. They won't have any laser weaponry. So every time like people are like, oh, it's like when you play Civ and you're against the people of the Stone Age, and that will be what it will kind of be like. Because they're just not going to have anything. Have you seen how fucking poor and destitute it is? There'll be a couple of the nations which will have a somewhat of an army, but it'll just be so unformidable. It might be like, and also you got to think what the quality of the fucking pilot is going to be like. They're going to be like some 60, 70, 80 IQ like black guys, like probably flying in a MiG from like 1980s. And they'll just like have terrible like sorties and formations, and you're just get shot out. They'll probably just get taken out by like a guy with a javelin, because like those planes weren't really designed to like to defend against like these super sophisticated like anti-air cannon weaponry. Once we take North Africa, that's the most important part. That's all we need to really make sure we get. Because the reason I'm calling it World War Africa is because my theory will be is that China will probably want a piece of the pie as well, and potentially Russia. But then my argument is Russia should be our brothers. We need to get rid of that. We need to like break bread with them, because we need to start being tribal, because that's what the rest of the world's gonna do. We need to stop looking at Russia as being like some weird boogeyman. Just accept them. Just be like, okay, maybe you do things a bit different, but fine. If you help us take out China, we'll give you China. Or, sorry, we'll give you like the Middle East. I know it's shit. I mean, it is shit, because like, you get like India. But then you could probably sell it to them, because you could say to Russia, well, if you take out India, you can get all the gold and all the gems and that stuff. because it's like you've just got to think about like the affiliation with these countries. Because China is just basically that's going to be the last boss. China will definitely be the last boss because they are just going to be. We know how many nukes they've got. So, and it's like so big, like an invasion would be so bad. So the goal would be is to like get rid of the immigrants, frack the North Sea, start reopening all of our like steel refineries, get our boys, like, our young white boys who could like just they don't want to spend their time just like doing nothing, but give them the job of building like our new fleet, our new our new aircraft carriers. Get some of our brightest boys to do that, and like start making some new weaponry and stuff. Train them up as well, and like have ST nets and things, and then try and get people to be invested in wanting to join the navy. And you could sell it on the premise that it can be a new romantic thing. Because if you can help take out Africa, you could potentially be like, I'm not even joking. We could do this. You could become like the president of a new country. It'd be, you know, like when you work for a company and you get like a phone call from like your boss, and he's like, "Hey Trevor, how do you feel like moving to Abu Dhabi?" And you can like run a little ring of like 100 like Indian people in a call center that would pay like 100 grand a year to do that. Go, oh, sweet. Well, imagine doing that. But instead, I'd be like, do you want to run like the whole of like Cameroon? It's a big task, but it's going to be very difficult. Trust me. I know at the start you're not working over a lot, but you're a smart guy. You know, there's no hard things. We'll help you out. But we're going to need you to try and do this, and we're going to need like smart people. We're going to need like people who know like, how to do that. I mean, as long as we get like the top countries of Africa, we will probably be fine, because then we can just fortify the fuck out of the Mediterranean, because we can own that, and that would be enough to really disrupt like a lot of the world. Because then at least it's like trading ships. We could just be like dickish to them, and just like if they want to trade with us, they have to go through the Suez and the mouth of Gibraltar. We could just say no. We could literally just say we don't want you to do that. And they'll have to go around the Horn, which would take a lot longer, and then that just mean like it could really fuck their economy up. So I happen to know that a lot of like China's economy comes from them just manufacturing tat. So like, if literally Europe just doesn't need to buy it, or it gets too expensive, it could really fuck with their economy. And then that could just be another way that we could use that as leverage to try and take out China. Because if we can just like again like just try and take China out financially, they just lose the money and they're not able to like keep up with their military and stuff. And this is all going to take ages. This is going to be like 50 years. I might only be like, I might just be like at the if everything goes to plan. But I will not see the end of it. But effectively, it's just that's the plan. That's what needs to be done. We're all sick of it. I've been here long enough, and I've noticed that it's just nothing's happening. Clearly, there's just someone is sticking like a big, you know, it's all just obviously circuses and bread and circuses. You know, you're here to expected to watch like the Goy Ball. You're all expected to watch these movies. You're all expected to like date these women and have these interests. Eat the Goy slop. This is not like what our life is about. There's so much bigger stuff, and we're being suppressed. We've been like suppressed the whole time. We're designed to like want to like rule and conquer, but ever since you've been born, you've just been told that the best thing to do is get a Goy job and just like be a slave. But you're not gonna have the same like outcome, because I think like people could probably like live in the Matrix, and I think that's what the phrase is. The Jews have basically just made the Matrix. At the moment, they're basically in control of it, and that's why taking over Africa will be a massive disruption in their plan, and that would be something that would probably definitely show their true hand to the world. Because at the moment, even though like pretty much their PR is in the mud, the only reason like officially no one is like pissed off politically, yeah, on the political stage, no one's like really, because most of the shit is just like rumors and speculations. That's the big thing. However, if you were to like start a war with Africa, in my opinion, there should be no reason why like Israel would have an issue with that, because, well, they probably would, because it would look really good for them, and that obviously that's the way they would try to like shame us. It's being like, look what we're doing. We're basically doing a genocide, a Holocaust now with black people. But you could just throw back in their face that they're doing the same with Islam, Muslims and Gaza, but they'll just tell you that it's different. But that's what I'm telling you, just go ignore them. So if that happens, that's my defense. I'll just say to them, if like, it won't be Netanyahu, he'll probably be dead by then, but whoever takes his place. You just have to say, well, you guys are like flattening like Gaza. And they'll be like, well, it's different because we're being attacked by them. We're like, yeah, we're being attacked as well by them. You're sending in boats of these people, and we can't seem to stop them for some reason, because that'd be illegal. So it's like, you know what happens when you have like an ant nest? Perfect allegory. You know, like basically when you go and see like when you're in like your room and you get like an ant that's just like walking around, that's like the equivalent of one of the boats. But what you need to do is you can take care of that, but it won't really do anything. All that's going to happen is the next day you'll see two of them. You have to go find their nest, and you go then deal with the nest, and then that's how you do it. That's just like what needs to be done, I'm afraid. The Jews are just doing that. They've been using all of like this fucking Live 8 money, Mr. Beast. Anytime they want to do charity, it's always they do stuff for Africa, because of why? It's in their best interest. It's in their best interest to do it, because they need to make it nice and fat. Get Africa to be nice and fat and like nice. Get loads of people, make it really, really difficult. If we're gonna, the more of these people they have, the more like foot soldiers they've got, and that's just how they see them. And then the whole plan is just to aid in getting them into Europe, and then just because Europe has like this stupid like, no one's brave enough to just admit like a black man's a black man and he's from Africa. The Jews are just using that so that they can just like come into the country and just like blend in. And they want to turn like Europe into basically Brazil. Because I remember again being goy-lorded just so much by Brazil, even for like up until probably like my mid-20s. I was always like, you'd always see like the women in like Rio de Janeiro, and you're like, oh yeah, they're fucking hot as hell. But it's like now recently you just look at it and you realise again they've probably all been curated pictures, because like most of the people who like fucking live in Brazil is black. You get a couple white, but most of them are just brown or like fucking like mixed race people, and they all just look the same. All the same. It's got these like stupid like black doll eyes. They're just like they're sort of like the worst type of like. So I've got brown eyes, but mine aren't the same as theirs. There's a very, very strict difference between like brown, like my brown, which are like the dominant eyes. That's why it's always funny when people are like, blue eyes are actually better. I'm like, they're not. You're actually not. My eyes are actually less likely to go like, and I am. I don't wear glasses, and I've never had any issues with my eyesight. I'm not colorblind. And my dad is always like, every time I see him, I'm only like I'm going to be like 35 this year, and he's like, oh, it's only a matter of time before you're going to be wearing the glasses. And I think, you know, people can't just not wear glasses in their life. I've seen people who are like in their like 60s, 70s, and they just don't need glasses. It's like, no, it just happens to all of us. We're going to need glasses or something. And I'm like, I don't know. No, you will. Happened to me, so it must happen to everyone. That's the way, right? And that's the same like logic as well of like why we're in this mess, because they think this. My dad still does that. Like I'm much more like, obviously I'm gonna be like, I'm much more like I guess racist than my dad. And it's like every time I see like an Indian man wearing a turban, I always like point and go, you reckon that guy's got like a dagger on him? My dad was like, shh, why are you saying that? I'm like, why? The fact that you're shushing me already is weird. And I have to explain to him, I'm a white guy who lives in this country. and it's weird that I have to be shushed for just pointing out that that guy's probably got that look. Like, this is how messed up. You know? That's the suicidal empathy, just him doing that, and just because, like, basically, also, like, in that situation, that he's just also showing that, like, if I did get attacked by that guy on the street, my dad would probably like side with him, and just he wouldn't want to go to the police because and make he wouldn't want to like put a crime through because he'd be too scared, like my neighbor might find out like my dad's racist, because like he like the Indian guy like got his dad like ceremonial dagger out, and like he didn't like stab me, but he like proper made a big cut. But my dad would just be like, say sorry to that man right now. And I'm like, sorry? He'd be like, that's right, say sorry to the Indian man. He'd be like, I'm really sorry about that, Mr. Indian man. I'm really sorry about that. Let me just get here. And he'd open up his wallet and I'd give him like £50. But please don't call the police. And I'm like, what's going on, Dad? So, no, I'm very disappointed in you. That's the sort of like thing we're dealing with. That's the sort of thing like my dad probably wouldn't do that. That's like, I know there would be some people who would, but my dad isn't that bad. But I'm just saying, like, that's the sort of situation which we will start to see. Like, when you saw that, like, white woman who was, like, trying to protect the black guy who, like, was masturbating. It's like she can't trust the white man's opinion. So she sees, like, 3 white men attacking a black man, and because she's watched so much true crime, she assumes that it must be racist white men. I promise you, in any other race, if there was like 3 black men kicking a white man and a black woman came, she would just stop joining in and start kicking them, or like get a rock and try and like throw it in the white guy's head. That's what our women should be doing. That's what we need to teach our women to do. And it's very simple. We just stop them going to uni, ban them from using social media, and then we just sort of teach them stuff like that. It's really easy. Women are actually not that difficult to program, which is why Jews like them. That's why Jews are going to do anything as well to just make sure that they don't lose power, because that's the other thing that we're going to have to do, I'm afraid. Seriously, just get rid of the vote, and just, again, women are going to be really upset, but they really don't know what's good for them. That's the thing, they don't know what's good. Oh my god. gotta like wake up now and like smell the coffee. You gotta realize that everyone hates you. Sorry, if you're white, everyone they hates you, and no, everyone's just trying to suppress you. They're so scared now. We're nearly there. They know like what's going on. They know that we now know. They basically the Jewish like oligarchy have like they're aware now that the racism card's gone. They're like, what can we do now? So what are they leaning on at the moment? Oh right, yeah. So this is the next phase. So phase one is like it's just trying to like get away with like racism as much as possible, and then using that to like again bring in more black people. So now that this is going on now because they're trying to instigate the race war. Part two is going to be it's what's happening now, where they're just like not any time a black guy does anything, they just give them like the most like minimal like punishment. Anytime like a white person does something, they get like the most. This is like the arco-tyranny thing you get if you like just basically just read up like the definition of arco-tyranny. It's like this is just essentially what's happening. It's just meant to basically being you're trying to like suppress the natives and just make them feel fearful, so they turn to the government, and then the government puts in loads of like dystopian like measures where they can just track everything you do. So basically, if you just anything you do now, it's just they'll have you like 100% all the time. So if you like go on Instagram, you like, say like I hate black people or something like that, they'll just be tied to all of your social credits and stuff. So there'll just be no anonymity. So for me, for example, I wouldn't say there's like necessarily anything that's like super egregious, but I think one of the things that's protecting me is just I don't really have any like identification, like as in like I think a lot of people who get caught out, it's because you're getting paid. This is what the Jews do. So once you're getting paid money, it's really easy for them to hack your like or basically dox you, because you will have to submit your real name and probably like an address, and then you might be lucky and maybe your address is different from your delivery address, like your but even just having your name is, and probably like whatever part of your address might be enough for someone to like do something and then find out more information about you. And that's like how they do it. Whereas if you're like me, I haven't given them any of that. There's like nothing in my like X account at all that infers anything about. It might have my day of birth, but I don't think that's like public, something that they just publicly see. So that could just be a coincidence. But I've definitely never put down like where I live or my phone number. God, I remember like when Facebook first came out, and like some people just fucking. This was just before. This was like again before like people really knew like the depths of social media, and also there weren't as many bad actors on, because it's like the internet's ruined because again Indians just keep coming on, and the Indians are the ones ruining everything. So again, the Jews are so fucking gung-ho because they know that again all the Indians are going to be just goy-ball watchers, and they're just going to love like shit, goy slop, and just their shitty celebrities and their shitty TV shows and the shitty movies they just pump out. They don't need. That's why just everything you're watching is really like mediocre, but it's only mediocre because you're watching it and you're a white man or woman, and your IQ will be probably around like the 90 to 110s, 115s on average. And then if you're in like a smart class, yeah, you're going to be in like. It just gets worse and worse. The higher up you get, it's going to be worse and worse. And so you just get to a point where it's like you can't even really understand what this content is anymore. And the reason why is because it's not for you. It's not designed for you. It's designed for like I say, like probably Africans and like Indians. And the Indians are so goddamn deceptive, and you have to remember they're in part of this with the Jews. They've been taught from birth that, especially the West, or like for the UK and America, that You need to like lie to them, but your main MO is to just try and pillage as much gems and money as possible from them. Because they use ESA, that basically is like directly contributed to like their wealth. So this is like why they destroy economies, because they're just greedy. Like if you give an Indian $1 trillion, he well, I guess you could say that with a lot of people, but what I'm trying to say is just like, I guess it's like, what I'm trying to say, if you gave him $1 trillion, he probably wouldn't be content with that, and he'll still like want to keep going, making more and more and more. And it's like in Jewish religion, that is actually directly correlated. Like I think it is in their doctrine. They're literally their god, Yiwa, or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, dude, make as much money as possible, which isn't like something a god would say. That's something a demon would say. Like, there is no reason why any god would be talking about money. Do you know why? Because money is a form of control. So if your god is just saying, earn as much money as possible, basically your god is just saying, you need to try and control people. And that's just what Jews are doing. They think they're like the chosen people, and they're like, some massive victims of persecution, and it's like, really, they're not. They're just like the epitome of like that woman at work who, you know, she does fuck all in the office, but like any time like someone comes in and like questions like her productivity, she's just able to like fucking like talk about like the stuff she's doing, and somehow like the boss just like accepts it, and just like partially because I think probably like because they're a woman, and like my boss would be like well, actually no, it'd probably be like she's a woman and my other boss would be a woman, so they're just like, this is to just like get it. And then they'll just talk about feelings and stuff as well. So like women love that. Like, whereas if a bloke, you sort of say that, they just say like, who cares? We don't care. I don't care. But anyway, just crazy. But this can't happen probably until 2035. That's what I'm saying. It's just, there's no point. I'm too young, really, anyway. I'm too young to, like, probably rule the country. I'll need another 10 years. Because in reality, it's like, Farage is fucked now. Like, the reform is fucked. I can't. And it's not like they would even like join Restore, because like Restore won't let them in, because there's all these fucking immigrants and there's all these like stupid like Indians, and no one cares anymore. No one who is like below the age of 50 cares about this, like saying that out loud now. You can't just put some Indian guy in front of me and just, he's gonna say, I'm British. I'm just gonna say, no, you're not. You're not British. You can't look like that. Have to look like, and we're just gonna get, it'll get to the point where we won't care, because eventually we just won't, these people won't even be in, like, these people won't even be in our day-to-day. Can you imagine that? They won't even be in our day-to-day. We don't need to listen to them having to tell us about why they are so important to us. They will be back in their own country, and we'll just block them out, or just like, we'll put like really heavy restrictions on our internet, so if we just know anything from like India, or a VPN from like loads of like, we'll hire like loads of really smart dudes, because I know people like, you can't ban VPNs, you can't ban VPNs, but we'll just like hire some really smart guys who are like able just to like really easily just have a good system of working out. So if we just know there's some Indians over there, and then we'll just like fire back and just probably try to cut the transatlantic cable to them and just like stop them from using us, and they'll just go insane, because they just seem to not be able to exist without like just I don't know what they'll do. They'll probably just all just end up just watching all the remnants of the porn that like is now the last porn that we'll ever get, because there'll be no more chance for them to talk to white women. Because I'm telling you now, again, once like we're in someone's in charge and they're gonna like say India's banned, that's it. India will be banned forever, and that's a long time. And this is what I'm just saying you to all these Indians that are just fucking around now, being a nuisance. You've only got yourself to blame for that, and you got all your ancestors, so all of the descendants and stuff, and everyone who's in India who ever wanted just a chance, any of those Indians who might have been like the responsible, they will call him the reasonable Indian, who would be like, he would be like the 145 IQ one, and he is like super westernized. He eats with a knife and fork, and he does like eat with like. I'm sorry, we're just not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother. If you're so good, maybe work. Even then, no, I don't even care. Don't care. Just don't need it. We're just gonna have our own talent. Just see what Britain can do. I don't care. Or like the white people. I don't want to share it with like we're not. And then we're gonna be like more harsh. We're not gonna share tech as well, because we'll have our own internal currency. So New Europa will just have its own internal currency, and that'll be based on like because we could be able to self-sufficiently support ourselves. So then it's like you've got Mr. Shackelberg. So it won't matter because if he then shuts off the money valve, like maybe all of our economy like will crumble. But we could smartly like have a strategic element in place where that happens. Like we know that. The people just carry on working, and if you do that, and we can all like help, the baker just keeps making the bread, and like if it helps feed, and we can self-sufficiently do it, and we'll try and form our own new economy. And then they're like, no, what are you doing? We don't have. And then it just basically you just change the dollar to something else. So it'd be like that episode of Recess again. A great. A lot of my life lessons might just come from Recess. The new world edict. They'll be writing the New World Edict, and it'll be like a lot of it will be like based on like. So how did you get the idea about changing the money system over? I'm like, oh, glad you asked. That was a fantastic episode of Recess where TJ's ill for like a couple of days, and when he comes back to school, they've introduced this like brand new system where it's so incestuous. It's like they have to pay Mon stickers to do anything. And I'm like, oh my god! So like, just imagine if you can't get them. Like, your parents just refuse to like literally to participate in this Jewish like system. So anyway, this is a great allegory. TJ just has no Mon stickers, and then what he learns is, if you don't have Mon stickers, people don't really want anything to do with you. So keep listening. So think about this. So TJ, he was like one of the coolest kids in the class. Everyone loved hanging out with him. He is now like the most uncool kid, and no one wants to hang out with him because he just doesn't have this new like money. You getting it? And then to really like again rub that in, you then see Menlo. So Menlo is like basically like Randall in terms of popularity. He's like one of the dweebs. There always was a kid like this. He's like the super sort of like managerial. He thinks if he like brushes up with like the school headmaster and like the faculty and stuff, it'd be good credits. He probably would be Jewish, if I'm not kidding, if he was in because that's just all the way they are. But his uncle apparently like bought him a pallet of them or something like that. So he's like the richest kid in school. So that's again a great little allegory. So what's that showing you? So when people have loads of money, everyone loves them. So the women again, the women are watching that. The little girls and Professor Goyle also. Don't want to hang out with the broke boy now, do you? Exactly. You want to have a nice, rich black man. So then TJ he ends up like he has his like the bottom of the gutter moment where he tries to like go buy some at Kelso's and they're all sold out. And he's like literally like in the gutter literally like he's trying to find tickets, and then like Menlo's there with his like he's with his like new friends, and he's like, I've always been quite partial to you at that cap of yours. I'll sell it to you for 5 Mon stickers, which I always thought was a pathetically low amount, like even just in monetary value. I think his hat should at least have been worth like 50 or something, because that might have felt a little bit more realistic. Because 5, to give you context, because I'm weighing this, to get in the door to the school, it was a ticket. So basically, TJ sold his favorite hat to effectively just go to school like, for 5 days of the week. This is how insane the system was, and it just wouldn't work because the teachers would have squished it out immediately. Because there'd just be like loads of kids who would cry and be like, "Miss Finster, I can't use this because I don't have like tickets." And they'd be like, "What? What is this?" And they'd like ban them immediately. But for some reason, it just works because it's the plot arm of the show. It doesn't matter. It just makes it funny. You have Miss Finster, who's just meant to be like the most militant, hardcore, like ears to the ground, like badass, and just deals with shit. And then there's just sometimes where there's episodes where you've got like Pharaoh Bob, where you've got King Bob orders the whole playground to dig massive holes in the ground, make mud bricks, and then start constructing basically like a huge. It is like the size of like a barn. There's just no way like Randall would have just like let that slip, and just immediately she would have just been like, Miss Finster, and she just immediately like get hanged as a couple, just like destroy it. And then Bob would get like detention, and then like also like the Miss Finster would probably like be like, "Who are you?" And you'd be like, everyone would be like, "Oh, he's the king of Bob." And then they'd probably like humiliate him as well. And like, "Can you take all that stuff off, please? Because there's no such thing as king of the playground." And if I see you like on, like that's really unsafe. Yeah, I don't like you sitting on the top of the jungle gym with a fucking where does the chair come from? It could be like covered in like hypodermic needles, or you know. Same with like Ashley's clubhouse. Ashley's clubhouse just seems to have like a set of tires which is just like has a metal grating that can with a code pad to like get in and out, and they just have like full access to it, and it seems to just be better than anything. It's like, why are they even at that school? Like, why are they even at that school? If they're the dads are that rich, just send them to boarding school. It's like his dad was just like, no, this school with Miss Finster's got all the rewards. Yeah, so he just goes on his entrepreneurial streak, and he basically just reveals like the fallacy of capitalism and just any system of money is that it is a good system, but it isn't. It doesn't work forever, and this is like what we need to think about as a survival instinct: is we need to like share, and I know how to do it, and I've already told you what it is. That's what we've been building up to this whole time. Like, we need to like just be one unit. Unfortunately, if we're not one unit, we're always going to have systems like this. We're always going to have like some Jewish guy who's always going to want to put fentanyl in our water. We're always going to have some Chinese man who's always going to want to like, I don't know, scam us or give us COVID. We're always going to have some fucking like Middle Eastern guy who's going to want to fly a plane into our building. What's the point? And your question will be, well, what, they have a right to live, fine. But then I have a right to conquer. And they can fight back. They can fight back. And then that's it. They don't have to worry anymore. Once it's over, maybe they'll get reincarnated into like a new white child. So maybe it's just doing everyone value. And then the average IQ will go up. If we replaced Africa with white people, the IQ of the world would go to 100 overnight. From 85, I think, is to 100. That'd be the average, be 100. That'd be like so. You'd notice like so much noticeable difference. Crime would be like crime would just so non-existent. And we just all share because we'd all want to do that. We'd all want to help each other out, and that's where like the usury would probably go because we as white people, we just like no, it just makes sense. Like, if you're like starting up and you want to borrow 10 grand, just pay 10 grand back. It's just that's just fine. Like, the whole point being is we want you to like succeed. There might be like a different method, like you could try and pay the bank back without it like affecting you directly as like an interest, if that makes sense. It's just that's the point at which it's broken, because like basically you're just inventing it, you're just making infinite money. It's like, I'm gonna lend you £100, and then you have to give me £110 back. And then if you want to like lend £110, you gotta give me £130. And you see what I mean? It's like, if you just keep doing that, you're just making like money for nothing. Basically, all that system is like, there's a family of really rich people who just has a huge pot of money, and how they can just make people rich is just by like lending people this money and then just asking for more back. It's just such a stupid thought. It's such a stupid. You can see how stupid it is, and that's just what the Jews are doing. That's what they're just doing with them. They just like own all the fucking venture capital and all these places, and that's what they do. You go take out a big goy loan. And that's what you're doing, you're paying interest on it. Like, and it's a lot worse like America. You've got like a student there. And that's it. That's just ruining the planet. That's why you can't do anything, that's why things are getting more expensive. Because all it's doing is it's just making that's the top part of the pyramid smaller and smaller and smaller. Until like that's what I'm saying, you'll get to a point where it's like McDonald's burgers will just eventually get to like $30, and your salary just hasn't gone up, so everything's pretty much like maybe the same. And you'll just realize like, yeah, there's just like no one's going to be buying that anymore, and there's going to be like just a couple of super users who've probably just got enough to like again just keep the place afloat. And that's like kind of what they want to do. And then they just hope that the weak, poor people die, and everyone who's like rich enough to do that, they're genetically. That's what I'm saying to you about like the episode, because like it's people like Menlo, who they're going to be ones who are passing their genetics on, but they're not the strongest people. They're not the best people. TJ's the best person, but because of the concept of money and what money represents, you just can give it to anyone, and suddenly they become important. And that's just what the Jews are doing. They're just giving like black people money, and then suddenly, like I say to you, like LeBron James, it's like if we saw LeBron James like 150 years ago, he would have been like in a cage in a zoo. It would say like, "Come see the Negro," the Negro creature of that, like of the African Sahara or something like that. It would just feel like you'd pay like a penny, a shilling or something to go in, and it'd be like a 10, and there'd be a chick in our head or something. You'd be like, oh my god, that's fast. And there'd be a woman with a beard, and you'd be like, oh my god, it'd be like an Indian woman. And then you'd just be like, and now, ladies and gentlemen, I will give you the one, the only, Coco, and then just like pull this drape off, and it'd be like, and just be like LeBron James. It was like big, massive, like big nose, massive chin. It's like he wouldn't like look his knees, he does, because they obviously faces like black bar. Like 50 grand to do his haircut. This is all embezzlement. It's because this is what the black community want to do. They just want to like. The whole point is the Jews just want them to all just to get as much money, give as much money to black people as possible, because they just want them to like reproduce, and because they'll vote like Democrat, and they're going to be soldiers in the upcoming like race war, and that's also who's been giving them all the guns as well. Because everyone keeps going like, why do these black people seem to always have all these automatic weapons? It's for the same reason. It'll be how the mosques here will have all the guns. They've just been people who just been it will be them, and you'll probably find that the weapons will probably be like ones from Israel, but they probably won't actually. They'll probably be like Americans. Because I've definitely seen. I don't have access to it at all, but I do remember like. This was like a couple of years ago, but like a guy like sent me like a Telegram link, and it was just like obviously some kind of organised crime Syndicate. It was like it was just a shot, and it was they just had like any, and I'm pretty sure I did see guns, like handguns. I just looked at it immediately, just like deleted it. The first, like I opened it, like the first, I like it was like there was like a massive, it was like a burlap sack full of like weed. And he's like selling it for like, I don't know, it was like in the thousands, but it's probably a lot of weed. And that's like, it was like, so it's like, that was like the whole, it was like the wholesaler to like being drug dealer. So like basically if you're like the middleman, like, sorry, the drug dealer, this is basically like the middle, this is like you buying it from like Costco. So you'd go and buy like that big bag of weed, and then you just basically like decant it, and then you're bagging it up in your house, and you're going around selling it. That's just what you do. It's not like that difficult. But there was like a lot more hardcore stuff in it. So it had like pills, and then I think I saw a gun, and I was just like, oh god, no. I'd never buy anything to that scale. Be like, what's his name? Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. It's got like I love like every season of that. They've always just got like a different hideout of the weed. And it's always just like them spending the next season to try and get that said weed, and it always just ends up with them like, it's like Ed and Eddie. They're always like so close to the jawbreaker, and then it gets like something happens. Like Leahy's just always on their tail, or what's their face? They stupid like, what's his name? Like the guy who has the car and he's like the sunglasses. I forgot his name. He's just like their rival. He's like really stupid. And he's got like the Asian guys. They're like such funny characters. Again, you're just never gonna get shows like that anymore because it is too white. Everyone just knows that that's actually the secret. The secret of why it's funny is because it is like just mostly white people. Like, let's just be honest. Every character, all the main characters are white. There's like one black guy in it who's just like J-Rock's friend, but he's not in it like that much. He's not, I wouldn't say he's the main character. And you know what's even more a head trip? If you watch it, and it is really funny because it's a character that they just obviously, because it's season 1, they just probably weren't really sure like what they were doing with the characters. But in season 1, Leahy's daughter's like in it, and she's like kind of a character because she talks and stuff. And she's played by Helen Page. So obviously falls from Elliot Page, and it's just like she's just so jarring because she's just like a very cute looking girl. Dressed very like, I think she does dress very femininely. She has long hair, and I think that was really distracting because it's like when you realise like what Leahy becomes in the later seasons, it was like really distracting. But I think that's why they got rid of her, because I think like they wanted to turn Leahy into like this like absolute debauched drunk, and they just knew like if he was just had kids, it'd probably be too dark. Because that was the thing, they never like it always knew like how far to take things. So every time they did drugs and they did drink, it was never like dark. It never showed like the dark side of it. Because it's quite difficult to probably get away with doing a show where like now in 2026 the main character's just like drunk. I mean, they did Rick and Morty, but like there's a cartoon. It's just probably like they wouldn't want to show it anymore. It'd be too risky. So for him just to be doing that, it's really funny. Yeah, crazy. Dun 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 dun. So I have now officially played this for 10 days. 240 hours. Got the platinum. I think it's just because, like, yeah, I hadn't played. I think I've only been playing for like 40 hours at the moment. Since I've like replayed it. But it is a bloody good game. I feel like it took me a long time to complete like the actual just normal story. Because I didn't have it on easy, I had it on dynamic, so it wasn't like super. I don't remember like it being really hard. The last boss I think might have had me a couple of times. Hard mode was very hard. I noticed that was just really tough. I certainly struggled on hard mode a lot. Right. I was going to change chapter because I don't actually know what I want to do this for. I want to do the one where it's not the mithril one. I mean, that in itself is like actually a really fun chapter. She gets to play circle. It might be this one. I didn't like the Cosmo Canyon part. I didn't really like it. I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest with you, in the first game. I just, this might be the aesthetic for me. I mean, that's the one where it's like, you gotta fight Vincent, it's fucking tough. But it's annoying, because it's like, how many chapters do you get to play as Katyklism? So you get Katyklism here. No. Yeah. So I don't think you get to play as Katyklism until chapter 9. And then you lose him on chapter 13, 12. Wait. Oh, yeah. So this is so shit. So literally, you get to play Katyklism for 9, 10, 11. Then you lose them for like the end of 12. But why that's really crap is because when I'm trying to like do all the quests are unlocked at chapter 12. And it is interesting because now I notice it. I don't think there were like any quests where like it was like for Katyklism. But I think that's because they knew that, which is quite smart. But it is just quite annoying because I will be really honest with you. Like I don't really think I know really how to play as Katyklism very well because I had little experience with him, and also not only that, but it was like you also just want to use the other characters as well. So I think I did always like try and just have Katyklism in there, but you literally only have them for like 1, 2, 3. Then you lose them like at the end of that, and then like you get him back there, and I think you get him back here as well. Like the producer, like the guy, like tipped off the saxophone guy like an extra $20. Like really, like just jazz it up. It's like, but no, the music is again like 9, 10 out of 10. They obviously, like, I didn't expect them just like to have the same music, but they've done the whole new thing with it, completely changing some of like the atmospheres of some of the songs, but they work perfect. Because like the PlayStation 1, really interesting story. I think because of the decision they used, which was to all the sound effects from Final Fantasy VII are like I think they're just like stock demo ones, which come with like the PlayStation chip. And what I mean by that is, like, I think like a lot of companies just don't use them or wouldn't use them because they're very generic and they just have their own like sound effects, like their own MPEGs, MP3s, or whatever, use little noises or whatever format they are. But because they decided to do that, I think it helped save them a lot of space, because they needed to conserve a lot because the biggest thing in the game is that it's usually the movies. So like the cutscenes. So even if you like and I used to love it. I remember as a kid, right? I used to always want to like rewatch like the fucking like part in Junon where all of like the fucking like girders come down and stuff, because I always just thought it looked so dope. As a kid, like when you like see it in 1996 or 1997. So the only way you could do that back in the day, you didn't have this. You didn't have fucking options. You'd have to just save the game, and even to this day, you got to do that. When I see speedrunners doing that, because if speedrunners just want to practice like different parts and stuff, you can't. They have to like have saves. Just got loads of saves everywhere. I think they can just use engines to like cheat and to just do whatever. But like, yeah. I even remember like having a PlayStation magazine, and there was a thing you could buy, and it was just called like the cutscene video viewer, or like a viewer or something. It was like a little add-on thing that you plugged into like your PlayStation, and it just basically just if you put in a disc, it would just like let you like watch all the cutscenes from the thing. I was like, oh, I could do it if I used that. I'm like, obviously, I'm so glad I didn't buy that, because it's like such a shit thing to do. I mean, it might have been funny because there were like some games I actually did have some like really funny ones, like Tekken 3. Because in Tekken 3, to get the cutscenes, so that's what I'm saying. If it just bypasses that, and you can just gives you like all of the, so you put Tekken 3 in, and it just immediately like shows you every single cutscene. That could have been quite funny, because some games did have some really funny ones. So, for example, Tekken 3, every single character had like a full like FMV, which kind of like for the time it was it was really the graphic. It will look really shit now, but it was really interesting, and they kind of just, even though they were only like, some of them were probably only like 15 seconds long, that was enough time for them to like develop like a story with it. So as you end up like watching them all, you can kind of like work out who the bad characters are and who are the good characters, and who have got allegiances and who are friends with each other. And it was really interesting. Because, for example, like Gunjack's one is like really weird, like funny, because like he just like loads up and he's like fucking like robot android. He just looks nothing like a human. He's just like, ridiculously big. He's like 9 foot tall, and he's just like absolute brute. And every time he attacks, he just grunts like a fucking caveman. Absolute beast. And he like just wakes up, and he's like, somebody's like woken him up. Um, and then he like rescues a girl or something like that. He's in the forest. And then you see like it goes like a POV of like a fucking satellite like locking like his tracking device. So he's like, you can just see the screen and it shows like Gunjack and it like zooms out and you see the forest. It zooms out again. You like see like the country it's in. It zooms out again and you can see like it's a satellite. And then you see like I've forgotten his name. It's like Professor. Oh, what was his name? It's like Dr. Wittgenstein or something like that. He's like this. He's like the most fucking weird character in the world to play as. He's just meant to be a goof character, but he's like, I don't know if he's meant to be drunk, but he's just every time you like move, he's just always like trying to like slump around on the floor, and he sort of like flops around. But if you can kind of push the right buttons, apparently he is actually quite good. I've seen people play with him really well. He is actually a really sick player. Dr. Voskonovich or something like that. That's a Russian guy. But he's always he's normally in like quite a few of the cutscenes, so he's like a bad guy, I think. But anyway, like you see him and he's like on his keyboard, so go, and he goes, and he clicks like enter, and you just see like this like a when it opens up like a flower, and it just shoots a beat, and it makes like a nuclear explosion. And there's like two versions of that movie. So I forget this is what I loved about it. That game just had like those little Easter eggs. And we did do them because we had Tekken 3. That's how I know about them. Because we didn't have that. We had to actually do it. And that meant like I had to play loads of like that fucking this stupid like Streets of Rage thing they had. It was quite fun, but you had to do it like basically every character, and it gets like really monotonous. And it's not easy as well. I do remember it being quite hard. But it was so good. Tekken 3 was generally probably one of the best Tekkens. And it definitely was, like, I think, the one that sold the most. Because no one really remembers, like, Tekken 1. Because Tekken 1 was just, like, people, like, accepted it. But then as soon as 2 and 3 came out, like, no one wanted to think about 1. Because it was just so janky in comparison. And there's, like, loads of characters in 1 that no one remembers. Like, every time someone says, like, are you a really big Tekken fan? I'm always like, do you remember Wang or Kanemitsu? And they're like, who? And I'm like, it's because they're not, like, proper old school. Like, they didn't grow up the original. Because in their first game, again, it just had, like, a really fun system of unlocking characters. You didn't have to, like, get your wallet out and get your mum's card out and then do that. You would just literally, I think you did arcade mode. And every single one of the characters that you, like, completed the arcade mode with, we had, like, 10 rounds. The 11th round would be your, like, the foil of, like, and all of the characters that there was always, like, it always made sense, like, who the person was that you're fighting. So if you're Yoshimitsu, you fight Kanemitsu. I think Gong. No, I don't think Gong was in it. I think Wang was like Law. So they're like just both Chinese people. I think Jack and Gunjack. I'm pretty sure you got like Jin and Kazuya. Sorry, and Heihachi. There was just like this other like there was another like character who's just a throwaway character. She was like this like native Indian woman who just no one remembers her. She's just a really generic name like Sarah or something like that. It was so boring. She's just like some brunette girl with just like a cowboy aesthetics. It's just really boring. And you had Nina. She stayed because she was like still a lot more interesting. She was just like a like really like tall Russian looking like assassin woman. You just thought, okay, yeah, she's hot, she's cool. But like Sarah, like, who cares about that? So Nina had like a sister called something else. So you just had like basically these two fucking like women, but they were actually like different. Just trying to think of the original cast. Paul. Who was his one? I don't remember. I don't. It wasn't Brian. Because Brian was like in the second or third one. It's not Brian. It's. I can't remember who Paul's one was. Uh, I can't remember like all the characters. You don't. I don't think the bear was in it. Like the wackiest one was no, he didn't have what's his name, Mucklejan either. He's like way behind. I'll say way after. Oh yeah, and I remember like to get like Devil Kazuya was really hard. You had to like they had this game at the start, Net Yaro's game, which is just like it was cute. It was really cute. It's just like at the start of the game, it just like I guess it was till when it's loading. It just had like a little arcade game, and it was just like nice because it has all the noises and everything. But also like if you are actually like a champer and you can get every single one, and you just unlock like Devil Kazuya. Oh no 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 no! That was on Ridge Racer. Ignore me. My brother had like Ridge Racer, and when you play Ridge Racer, you there's a little net little arcade game, and it's like if you can get every single one, you unlock like the Devil Kazuya car, and you say like, but that was like the best car. We were really because again, like back in the day, you just don't understand. Like if you're in the zeitgeist and like it's Friday, there's no such thing as the internet. The only way like you can hang out with your friends is they have to call like your house phone, and like they would say like input, do you want to come around my house at 4? And you go, yeah, of course. And you know what it was really amazing? So you had to fucking make sure you went around their house, because if they didn't, it was just seen as being really rude. You just be like, where are you? Why didn't you call me to say like you're not coming around? Especially if you're like meeting them out and about, they're gonna hate you for that. If you stood someone up, like you said, let's go meet at like the park at like 4, and you just didn't turn up, like that would probably be like they wouldn't want to be your friend anymore. That's how like it was back then. Like, it's so different now. Nowadays, like if you go into the park, I'd be there at 4, and my friend would text me, and he'd be like, "Just leaving the house, sorry," and that's just like we've accepted that, and it's not good enough. That's what I mean. We just need to get rid of all of it. But anyway, yeah, so you had no internet, didn't have social media, yeah, you still had like fucking newspapers, and you had terrestrial TV, you might have had Sky, so you might have had like Cartoon Network and just like some of the other stuff. And then like in terms, well actually not even then, if it was necessarily like that, it was pre-internet. Yeah, and then like my brother would be like, look, got Ridge Racer, and that'd be like the most interesting thing, 'cause it's like that'd be cutting edge back then. Having a PlayStation was cutting edge. And we played it, yeah, to hell. We played it so much. We got all the cars. You got like, it's because the game is Namco. Um, it was like it had loads of characters from it had all the cars, so all of the people from Pac-Man. So you could get every ghost color was a car, like Inky, Binky, Finky, whatever they were called. And I think there was a Pac-Man car. It didn't look like it was just like yellow. I just had like Pac-Man, Namco and stuff. Like it'd be like an actual real like look like an actual real like sponsored car. And we could still have stuff like that if we had people making content for white people. We'd probably still have all this, but we don't, because all the people who run the entertainment is Jews, and they don't want us to have that. So the only content we're going to be allowed is N-Ball, and like you can see how successful N-Ball is. Like, why would they ever want to give that up? They've got like literally for like 4 or 5 billion people watching it. Again, that's why they get their the Jews will be probably spending, they'll be losing their own money because they know it makes it it gives them future customers to like probably go to India and just like get like have like a box of like of mobile phones and just like throw them out and just hope that every single Indian kid that gets that is just gonna like go on the internet, start like watching loads of porn, like white women porn, start watching like listening to rap music. So they start to just like love like black stuff because it's degenerate. Start gambling, which usually is crypto for them. And then like love M-ball as well. Like then they usually do because they all love being in a cult. Or they all love being part of like something that wins. They all just like they all vicariously like go, yes sir, I support Real Madrid sir. And you're just like, oh god, no. You're not like you're not for Real Madrid. You have nothing about Real Madrid. And it's just, who cares? It's just the most. And again, it's just like we made it, and you know what's gonna be really funny? We made it, and I'm gonna take it away. I feel like I'm allowed to do that. So if the Jews and the fucking Saudis are voting, fine. I'll just ban it. I'll just do something really funny. I'll just ban like football, like FIFA, or no, that'll be it. I'll just ban FIFA from being in New Europa. So if you want to like participate in like the new Europa games, and everyone will want to go there because it'll be like the cool players, the only white people are going to be there. Once like Jews realise that, they're not going to bother just like having like all blacks football stuff. They'll realise that at that point, like there's no point. The humiliation's gone because like, all the goyim are going to be like just doing their own football with whites, and they're just going. It'll be like that meme where it's like, "Hey, why are you guys not talking about me?" And the guy like gives a big thumbs up, and it's like, fuck you guys anyway. We just do that. Just like we just ban like certain like in places. So we just say, yeah, we don't approve of like the football teams who, and then that'd just be really funny because all those companies just become bankrupt. But it doesn't matter because we'll just make our own versions of them. And we can just do that. They can still have like Real Madrid for FIFA, but we'll just have like Real Madrid for like the new Europa one, which will just be only white people. And then what you'll probably just end up finding is like all the white people who are like in like the Premier football and in the actual like FIFA football, they'll just like probably just defect and come over because they'll realise like all the sponsors are slowly want to start coming over. So again, New Europa, because we're going to be the ones who will be working because we're going to be building aircraft carriers and lots of industries, and we're going to need to have lots of children as well, lots and lots of opportunities to make money. So we want all the sponsors to like help us out, and they can still do, they want to be with us. They don't want to be with like all the black people and all the Jews who are just going to be like not using scams to go ahead. No, and we'll use propaganda to do that. We'll just make it so everyone knows that. We'll just be like, yeah, if you're just going to like do any business with like anyone in the Middle East or anyone in like and that includes Israel, you're probably just going to be to find out the money's all going to come from like fucking like scamming or just oil, or just like, do you even want their money? Do you know what I mean? We can just say no. Just say no. Do you want them? You can be rich in Saudi Arabia, okay? So have fun with your cars and stuff. And it's just refuse to work with them. You don't need to. We just say no. What do they offer? If they try and offer you the dirty blood money, the dirty oil money, just say no. Just be like, no. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, because once they get in, they're just going to, instantly it's going to go back, and we have to just stop it. We need to be smart, we need to finish the job, and just make sure it can't be compromises. We've got to, like, not only fix it, but just make sure there's no way, if we covered every base, even though that means we've got to go into some real vernacular bullshit. You got to remember the Jews will just, like, their lawyers, they're sniffing around, they're looking for any little breach in, like, any, like, semantics in law that they can use. But we could just write a law in there and just stipulate something as egregious as like, if you're Jewish, we just don't want you to be involved in our borders, or we just don't think you have an opinion in our borders. We could just write that. Just get rid of anti-Semitism laws, and then just say like, if you want to call them like anything you want, they can. You can't do anything about it. And that's just how it should be anyway. It's just stupid that you can live as a white person, but because of the Holocaust, if a Jewish person is choosing to live here instead of Israel, and you call them like the K word, you can go to prison for that. That in itself should already just be ridiculous. It's just like in most countries they would disagree with you. Like again, China. If I went, if a Chinese man called like a black man the N-word, there's no way in hell that black man will ever be able to get any like proper legal like anything. And no one would probably gang up with the black guy as well. Even if he was just in the wrong. He'd probably just have to realise, like, he just needs to run away because this Chinese person always gives us an issue with him. See what I'm saying? But it's interesting that they've actually, I thought about the fact, like, they added Scarlet into, like, using a mech in this. I guess that is a good transition because it isn't ever, it is, like, a bit shoehorned in like, the game where, like, I do remember you just sort of, like, see what happens to Hildrugger and, like, fucking Scarlet. And you're just like, oh yeah, they just end up, when you go back to Midgard, they've just got like this massive robot called Proud Claws, and it's just absolutely insanely big. It's probably the size of, oh, it's probably a bit bigger than, you know, that there's that thing called the Ironclad, which was like that massive like ogre with the sword. It's probably like a third, or maybe a half bigger than that. I think it has like 4 arms. It's going to be really fun to fight. And if I recall, it's got like these massive like cannons on its back. It's just like, it looks dope as well. And it has like an arm wrist flamethrower thing. I'm pretty sure like they're both in there. And it's just like, I just remember it's like really like anticlimactic. Because like when they die, it's just literally just like, they're just, I think like Scarlet's just the one who's like talking mostly in it, and I think like Hildrugger is just also in it, so I guess it takes both of them to pilot. But they don't have that long of a conversation. You literally just like drop in from like Midgard. I think you fire a couple of like guards, and you're just about to like reach like this fucking tower where like Hojo is, and then it just starts going doo doo. Do, do. Do, do, do. Oh, the big frog. Do, 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 do. And then they slowly like managed to bring down this like massive like robot. And then yeah, I think I just give you a bit of stick for it. And it always starts the fight by doing like the stupid like it always looks really janky as well. It's obviously a PlayStation. It's just like the character's like 32 like comes up. So I'll probably be doing more now, probably like 800. But I think when it dies, because obviously in the there's no like you never get any sometimes you do, but you don't get, because like in Palmer's fight, I think that's like one of the few fights where you get like a proper like I guess like cutscene in the game, so in the like battle engine, that normally doesn't really happen. The only other times I'm trying to think where you get it is like when you kill Sephiroth when he's like in One-Winged Angel form, or Safer form, what it was called. He like explodes into all these pieces. But like that's the last boss, so you'd expect that. But then I think the only other time you do is like Palmer, where it's like you get like a whole thing of him like shaking his ass, and then he like runs into the background, and then you see like a car of him. I just remember seeing that when I was when I first saw that, I was really impressed as a kid. Like, I think because again, like, I played that in like '97. I'm like, yeah, I was like 7 or 8 years old. I was like, there was nothing else to compare it to. This was like the first JRPG I think we'd also been exposed to. It's most people's first because there just wasn't a market for it. That's what Final Fantasy did. But I think they will bring the space bit back, and I think they've done it in the right order because it's going to make the third game good. Because I was thinking about that, but now it just kind of makes it a lot more succinct because I guess the context of it in the first game is that you actually unlock Sid, and then that means you can actually play as him, and Sid is actually quite an integral character. So that's essentially what they've done, isn't it? Because normally you'd have Sid before you get Katyklism, but now you don't. But yeah, whatever. Alright, so let's see. I'm pretty sure it's got to be 7. Oh, it's actually the Gongola bit. Okay, well, that's probably right. So I guess, yeah, it must be. I was getting a bit mixed up. But at least I guess to be Katyklism.
So where are we bound this fine day?
South. Far south.
And what's there?
Not Gorilla, that's what. Now step on it.
But they have done an absolutely amazing time just
Very
making
well.
this.
South it is.
I think like this did definitely like exceed my expectations. That's what I did expect. Because it's certainly like you do feel like this is a real it's obviously not in the grand scheme, but it's not. The game is actually like laughably small. Like imagine if you actually the thing you always got to remember is actually like just think about how small this actually is.
My mistake.
But you lot are special. You're wholly special. Never met a special group of people in all.
But the game will be absolutely not hollow. It's just like you gotta like fucking drive like 100 miles. But that's how like big it would be.
We should be bonding, not fighting.
You have to make the game big enough where it's like convincing. But in reality, it's like this is not a very big planet at all.
You won't take down
But you should like think about like how big Midgar is. It's like I know it's a big city, but it's like you can see how much like land it takes up. Like, how many cities could you have? Would you say Midgar's as big as Tokyo? No, probably not. But I guess it is. I don't know what they ever say the population of Midgar is. It's not going to be as big as Tokyo, though.
That's it. I can't.
Wait, just wait. We'll find some.
So that's what I mean. It's just like in this universe. It's like in theory, if you were just like,
Wait, Lassie! Not in the buggy! Not in the buggy!
I woke up at 9 o'clock and I was like, got on a chocobo or just a car or because cars exist.
Feeling any better?
How long would it take me to say drive to like the
Where to now?
the swamp?
And driving in
And let's just say like hypothetically like in this like it's just like there's a boat or something you get across it. What do you reckon? Like an hour?
When you
And
don't
then like
know where
get
life's
to
leading.
Junon. And let's just say hypothetically there was like I had a boat, like a
You should
speedboat.
get yourself a
How long do you
Rebirth.
think it would take to get across the Meridian Ocean? Probably not that long. I guess the ocean's not very big.
Meow, 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 meow.
It's probably take you like I reckon I could get from like calm to like
Your lucky food is mushrooms.
yeah, like to the Golden Saucer. I reckon I could probably do that in like less than a day. Easy.
Wait. Barrett,
But that's
you
not
mentioned
big.
something
That's
earlier about
that's
the
not like
nuclear reactor,
that's
did
not
you
like
not?
planet. That's like
So
my
what
country.
then?
That's like my the size of my
Yeah,
country.
but I don't recall telling
And I think that probably is about right. Isn't it?
Well,
That feels like that is
I'm
probably like
interested to know that just a wee
100
drive from
miles
here,
to get in
there's
the
a
game.
brother rundown reactor.
100 miles is not a very big planet. Is it?
Okay, I'm good. Everybody, back in the car.
So it is like quite funny, but you just let it off. The story's like really good. But you just gotta think that there's probably like not that many people on this planet. There's gotta probably be only like a couple million,
Just a wee drive from
20
here.
million,
so it is.
30 million or something
Joey.
like that. Which fine, I'm not like I'm not gonna like take that away. Maybe it is. I mean, maybe this is just like this is the hypothetical universe where these are all the smartest people. Every single person here, like I've said to
Alright.
you,
What
every
a
single
second
person here is
chance that we
the
start
most
seeing
attractive
green.
looking. It's all been like
We'll be well
eugenics
outside
and
that reactor
like, pulled
before
out.
you can say Mako.
Like I say, everyone's like the smartest, best looking. Alright, so let's get cake sipping. I think I need red eggs as well, because like, I think there's a synergy thing happening. Oops. I'm sorry, it's really wanky. Yeah, Kate's just got like some really juicy about like weapons. the hell? Okay, that should be pretty good. Yeah, hopefully they'll sort that out, because the management of that isn't very good. Like, there should be easier ways to do that. Like, what I think they'll probably hopefully do is they'll make, like, classes. So that'll just make sense. So it'll just be, like, easier. So it'll just be like, anytime you switch character, you can just then, like, click preset, and it'll just be things like, just take all the material, because I think that's not that uncommon. But you know what actually I think is? And it's like something that I only did learn like relatively recently. Which is that there is actually an advantage to not having as much material. For the life of me, I can't remember what. But I'm pretty sure, like, if you don't have, like, every bit of material on your character, you actually can. It does, like, it just boosts your attack or something. And it's almost like, or there's, like, certain, like, weapons that you can equip, I think. That might be it. I think there's, like, certain weapons that you can get, where it's like, if you don't equip any, like, material, it doesn't do that. Just become like an actual tank. It's this like really funny account on X. It's because the one really funny thing about AI is it just lets you do content that you just wouldn't be allowed. There's like obviously like so anything that's like going to be extremely like racist and stuff. You're never gonna ever get that made in a professional environment because this is just gonna be some woman or Jewish guy. But hell, no, I'm not gonna like make a racist character a Jewish man. He's obviously found on one of the AI platforms that just doesn't care because a lot of them have been told to not like make racist stuff. But he's got like one, and it's like really funny. And it's like he's made a series out of it. It's called like Winnie the Jew. And the N-word too. But obviously they actually say the full thing. It's just read, but it's like it's like a story about just like how Jews just use like black people. It's just again, like I say, just be degenerate, just push degeneracy. But it's just been narrated in like a sort of Christopher Robbins, like he's got a posh like man like sort of saying it. It's really funny when it's just says like Winnie the Jew and Boop too. Winnie the Jew loved money and he knew that Boop has a disposition for quick dopamine hits. As a result, he uses his intelligence to make a contract that the it's just got like funny like little pictures. So you got like Winnie the Pooh just like dressed up as like a Jewish guy, feeling like full like curls and like the hat. And it's just like you got like N-word too. It's just like Tigger but black. And he just always wears like the shittest, this sort of shit that like. Again, it's like every time I play Toe Jam and O, my fucking brother, we completed it. I have to be ghastly reminded of this humiliation ritual. They're just trying to like make us love like black people. Again, this is what they were doing. That was the first phase. They thought maybe they could actually just make us love black people. We didn't.
So,
Don't worry, guys. I know a shortcut. What? Look how good this looks. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, that's the other thing as well. It's like, oh, it's just, part of me is like, not even, it's the state India's in. Just looking at this as like a good pair of eyes. It's not even just the people getting rid of them. I have this, I'm sorry, like, you're gonna say this, but it's just like, it's the state the country's in. I have no idea if we could ever actually get that into good standard. I'm sure we could. But that's what I'm telling you. Some motherfucker who's gonna probably be white is gonna be destined to do that. Like, we're gonna have to like get someone who's gonna be like the new like viceroy or like, the new prime minister of like India, but it'll be like New Europa owned India, so it'll just be owned by white people. And again, we'll just be able to like show, like actually like in the Indians like how we do it. Just probably build loads of nuclear power stations, just like on the north of that, like near like the mountains or some shit. Or sorry, around the oceans again, just so like if there's a fucking like what you call it, meltdown, you could just make an override. We could just jettison it into the fucking ocean or some shit. Flood it. I don't know that's the best thing to do. But I've heard that you can make protocols for like where like meltdowns essentially they just happen. You just there's systems in place where it's like they just immediately can like do something to it, so it's not like gonna fucking kill everyone. Chernobyl happened like so long ago, dude. The reactors have gone so much better than that. Like, Chernobyl itself wasn't even one of the best ever. It wasn't even like the top grade fucking... Where was it? It was like Ukraine or something.
It's about time. We're freaking starving. Maybe our lucky.
But it's again, they just fucking used like that as like propaganda because they wanted us to be more reliant on gas. Because again, who has control of that? Like all the oils, all Saudi Arabians. They don't want us to be reliant.
Are these? They are! Gungaga mushrooms!
Why do you think Ed Miliband, the Jew, who is our like energy secretary, doesn't want us, the British, to have our own reliable like fuel source? And why is he going to come up with some bullshit about like net zero when it's again, it just doesn't matter when like, you see what the devastation the Philippines and India and China do combined. They are big countries. Aside from the Philippines, they're all big countries, but that doesn't like stop other
Nothing.
countries and things like that.
For a second, I thought you were someone else.
We can worry about being like net zero when we're like energy efficient, sufficient by
Where are
ourselves.
you people?
And the countries that have done that in Europe, I think they usually are that, obviously. Like, there are a couple in Europe, I think they are now.
No, just to study it.
But that's what I mean, we are like, we are still in a very good place. We just need to like brush out a couple of bad actors and we can then just be on top of it. We'll go back to like the 80s.
Welcome to Gungaga.
We'll just do that. We'll start just because you know like why like all those like cool cars and stuff exist. It's because we'll just make it so it'll be really cheap for people to take a punt. So like let's just say you just want to be a car manufacturer, we can just make it really cheap for you to do that. And that will then like make it so there could be loads of people who can just like try and do that. And then, or like I'm just using cars as an example. But look. So I mean, and then by having all of that diversity into like, and that's what made all the good video games. Because every time you go back in time and you're playing like mercenaries, or like, well, what happened to Pandemic? And you like find out Pandemic no longer exists anymore. And you go, oh, what happened to the game Team 13 that made worms? And you realize it just doesn't exist anymore. You go, oh, what's happened to Rareware? And you realize that Rareware just doesn't exist anymore. And that's because like most of them have just been bought out by conglomerates. And then what they do is they buy them out and shut down the studio because they just don't want the competition. And that was like that .com era, and no one really understood the ramifications of it because I remember everyone was always like really like, this is again like because everyone was obsessed with money back then. It's just like, oh my god, who's going to be the first billionaire? And it's, oh, who's going to be the first trillionaire? People were just like, oh my god, have you heard that like the owner of Rareware has sold themselves to Microsoft? And everyone was like, not everyone, like we were kids, we were just like, oh, who cares? That probably means they make really good Xbox games. No, they ended up making Perfect Dark. It was the shit. It was like, I don't know. I just think I remember like Perfect Dark had like loads of like options. Like you could, I think when you like, I just don't remember anything like. It didn't stand out. Again, this is like the real ugly time because this was like that was one of the first games to drop for the Xbox 360. I remember like being around my friend's house and he'd got like the Xbox bundle and he had Gears of War 1. Halo 3 wasn't an original. Halo 3 was that wasn't released. That came out like a bit afterwards. The games I think that came out was like Call of Duty. Like one of the like literally it's like Call of Duty 3 or something like that. Wait, what are we on now? Call of Duty. I think it was just called Call of Duty 3, I think. And it was set in World War II. And that's just like really funny because it's like they just don't want to go back to that now really anymore. Also, they did do a World War II one, but it was just shit. They just like, I don't know what the problem was. That's what I'm saying to you. Because when I saw that meme, it's like a meme of like this guy who's like, it's a cartoon of him like in the toilet and he's having a piss and he's wearing a shirt and tie. And he's just looking himself in the mirror as he's having a piss. And it just says like the sudden urge to just like want to colonize instead of like doing your like job. The reason like men, by the way, like I'm telling you, the reason like men are like feeling like out of place and they're not feeling very masculine and they're not feeling like very like the women are like telling them to man up and stuff. It's because this is what we are designed to do. As white men, that's what we are meant to be doing. Black people aren't. Black people are just meant to like sit around and just like do little dances and things and just eat and they live like hedonistically because it's like their brains are designed for that. We are the colonizers. We're the ones who are supposed to like try and like take over and improve things. And we're being suppressed. The Jews know that and they're just teaching us in the schools to like learn to love everyone. And that's why like as a bloke you're normally like just feeling, you've always got like this like urge of violence. You've always got this craving of like watching something really violent, and like so sometimes you'll watch like a fight just to get really into it. And that's that urge they're trying to get rid of, and they'll make you take antidepressants and stuff, and that those will be like designed to like make you like fit like just become more feminine and probably like want to become gay and stuff. Because all the doctors just end up being Jewish doctors, and they all just want to just stick anything in the drugs. And just all the people who are doing the tests will be Jewish, and they'll just or Chinese or something like that. And because these boomers have been convinced to trust all these people, it's just like no, I spoke with the Chinese guy, and he definitely said there's definitely these pills are really good for your brain. It's like, wow, if it's a Chinese doctor, then I best believe him. It's like, no, don't believe him because he's a Chinese doctor. Don't believe him. So that meme of Hank in the car. No, don't do it, Jesse. Don't do it, Hank. Take the money, Hank. No. It's like that's it. So you just every time you hear it like that, it's like that's like your boomer parents just handed the keys over. Some stupid boomer just was like in the 90s. It would have been like some like
Don't get a lot of visitors.
fucking
what with the
like
jungle.
billionaire Democrat Chinese
Don't
guy
even
would have
remember the
invited
last
you
time.
over to go
But
to like
that's
spend
part of
like a
this
week in
place's charm, I
Beijing in the
suppose.
5-star hotel, and they would have wined and dined and 69 you. And, like, of course you're gonna just like sign their fucking paper. Like, go, yeah, go on then. If your Chinese doctors say so, and you'll like see a little presentation where you're going to like a lab, it all look really astute, and you think, damn, yeah, they're definitely doing that right. All the test tubes, all like the centrifuge machines, and you'll see like a couple like really like clean shaven, clean haircut, wearing like little glasses, and they've got like white lab coats, and they've got like all these like badges on, say like doctors, whatever, and stuff, professor, whatever, and you'll be so smitten by that. The boomers will see that, and they're just like, ooh. And they say, what does this pill do? Say, oh yes, this is brain pill. Give it to any of your white people who feel upset. It definitely doesn't suppress their sexual desire. Definitely doesn't make them not want to like colonize. It'll just definitely, zombify them. It drops their IQ. Why'd you keep mentioning all this stuff it won't do? Oh, it's sorry. It's just and why'd you sound German as well? I don't know. Why is the grass green? Well, there is actually a reason for that, because of the chlorophyll. Time to go.
That's nice and all, but one memorial doesn't buy absolution.
You guys must be tired. I know you've got things to do, but if you wanted to rest up...
Like, if you ever hear any news from China,
Say no.
just think in your
My
head,
house is just down
let's
there.
just wait until whatever they say
Got an open
happens.
door
How about
policy,
that?
so feel free.
It doesn't matter if China says they think they've got a cure for stuff. Let's just wait until they have the cure for it, and then you can send it over to us, and we're going to very methodically we're not going to test it on people. We're going to, like, test to see if you're right, and then
Seriously.
if you're correct,
Get
we'll
some rest,
verify it,
okay?
and then maybe you can take the credit. Do you see what I mean? It's not. It's just when you read stuff, it's just like China says this, China says that, India says this, India says that, Indian, Chinese, Mexican, all of these doctors and scientists and professors, they're not on the same caliber. They're not the same caliber. It's like it's like getting your news from like a kid. Or getting your news. That's not a really good one. I'm just trying to. It's just the standards are just like not the same. If you've got like a fucking black doctor, he's like, because you will just get doctors in like Uganda, but they're just not going to be as good as white doctors. The syllabus is not going to be the same. But they'll just accept that because they're all from Uganda, so who cares? Their life expectancy won't be as high. But that's what the Jews have done. They don't care about that. They're just like, oh wait, yeah, this could be it. Unique talking point. Okay, so it doesn't matter.
See how they dry their mushrooms here?
I fucking
That could
love
make for a
mushrooms.
mean
They're just
stock.
delicious.
Doubt there's much it wouldn't improve. Soups, pilafs, maybe even a pot roast. What sort of thing would you go for?
Soup's good. Can't mess it up.
Hey, making a great soup takes hard work, I'll have you know.
Why is that like? Why is that like the dickhead answer as well? But they did just do good. But anyway, so this is again, these are all just sort of like things that we just need to be embracing more. It's like we need to just almost make a decision. I think we need to ban women off social media, and then also just not have people from the third world on the social media. So it's like China. The only people you're going to be speaking to will be white men, or maybe it'll be okay if we know there's no third worlders on that, and then women can join it, because there's just not going to be like Jews just pushing fucking porn all the time. The Indians and black people are the ones consuming it. Because I'm always like in the back of your head, just think, like, who is the ones who are like consuming it? It's not going to be like high value men, is it? And they're like the most important people in the world, aren't they? It's not gonna be like the chads, the good-looking guys, or rich men and stuff, is it? These are like people who need, who, um, do you know what I mean? They're the ones that you want to kind of like have their genetics in the world. It's like almost like the people who are using it are just already people we just don't need. You just need porn. Like, I'm sorry, just what's the point of it? Just, I don't care if you want to say some shit. You just want to be like, oh, there's no women. Like, what's the point? Your genes obviously are just not good. Like, eugenics is telling you you're not good enough.
Oh, Cloud.
Friend of yours? Come in.
Oh my God, put some clothes on. Did anyone ever say you got exactly the same hairstyle?
You're a soldier, aren't you?
Sword? I think that is Zach's sword. In fact, look, yes, there's the engraving I put
You
in it.
wouldn't happen to know our son, would you? Zach? Are you all right?
Fine. What did you say his name was?
Zach. Zach Fair.
Zach? Sorry. No.
To be fair, I mean, I am kind of like looking forward to like that revelation of Cloud, like realizing he has no idea like who he is.
When I first saw you, I thought maybe this
Because
is the
that's
girl
like
he was
when
always talking about.
Cloud does like finally kind of open up,
Sorry
and
if I
there's
made
that
you feel
moment where he's in the highway, and he's like giving everyone
doubt I was the
like the
only
speech,
woman in his
and he's
life.
like saying like, look,
Charming guy like Zach.
I had the epiphany now that
Wherever he is, I hope he's
I'm
enjoying
not
himself at least.
who I thought I
They do say
was,
no
but he
news
kind
is
of comes
good
to
news,
terms with it,
right?
and accepts that he's still
They
got
sure
missions
do.
to do for Aerith.
Say,
And he almost
if you
like
do happen to
accepts
see
that.
Zach, would
I
you
think
tell him
like
that I miss him?
I think like at that
Please
point
get in
no
touch.
one's contesting
Of course
Cloud's
I will.
strength. Even if he is pretending he's like fucking like he was a soldier, I don't think at that point anyone cares. I mean like the whole like
should
Shinra's
probably be
institution has
heading
been like
back,
completely
don't you
like
think?
burned to the ground at that point.
What? Already?
Because like Rufus
At
is
least have
dead,
something
I
to
think
eat
by then.
before you
Because like
go.
the
Thanks,
diamond
but we
weapon
don't
kills
want to
them.
keep our friends waiting.
Another time then. Here.
Hey. That wasn't very nice of me. You remember me telling you about Zach, right? At the playground? How he was my first love?
Yeah.
This is where he grew up. And now that I'm here, it's a lot. So when I saw someone who looked like him, I don't know, I had to say something.
But
It didn't
like,
even occur to me to
do you
think.
see what I mean? So it's like this is the sort of thing that the Jews don't want to be teaching you, because this is almost like what humanity just needs. It's just to go back to almost its roots. We can still develop and make technology, but it's just better. It's like living wise if we're just all living in like these small like little pocket communities. And it's like we're not like using social media in the same way we do now. It would just be like you could use the internet to still get like information, but like maybe social media is just not something we use. Just gotta ban social media, or because it's just, or like as I say, it might just be different if we're all white. It's just at the moment it's ruined. We just can't use it as is. It's just it's too much. Like first thing is like you've got people who just don't show their face, and you don't know who you're talking to, and it's like so you just that's the problem in itself. but no one wants to submit. But I don't know. It's just like you have to put your face on there.
How they would feel about it. Pretty selfish, huh? Waltzing in there, stirring up memories.
When you put it that way. Yeah, you might have crossed the line.
Figures.
So, this Zach guy, you still like him?
Wow. You went there, huh? Maybe. He's never given me a reason not to.
Women are.
Any news?
At least women are equal, though. Isn't that really cool?
Nothing.
I love that
No
women are
calls,
equal.
no letters.
I love that something that's smaller than me is like equal to me.
Oh,
Leaving you out in the cold like this? Forget about that loser. He's a soldier, right? Then I hate to break it to you. But if he's been gone this long, the man is dead.
Cloud?
Sorry. I'm gonna go lie down.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just
that clears that
it's
up.
just really
He
funny because
definitely
like
doesn't know who Zach is.
my brother's gay, and like he had to like when he was playing, he was just like obviously it's really funny now I know this, but I mean it's probably more as like as a kid. Because we weren't that old, but it's just like, he was just like, it's really telling that he was just like really cold to the women, because it's just what gay person would be like, wasn't it? Because he's got like no sexual interest, so he would just be like really like that, just be like, he'd just be like, are you still talking? Like, that's like kind of how I feel. If you're just not sexually interested in a woman, and she was like, let's just say like Aerith was some fat like black woman, and she's like talking about like Zack is like some fat black guy, and like you're just like, oh my lordy, I just be like, I don't care, I really don't care, because it's just you're not sexually interested, and that's like why we end up getting Barrett, because it's really funny, and I remember like reading up like, I like read on Reddit and stuff, and like people were like, who here ever got Barrett on like on their first playthrough of Final Fantasy? I'd be really interested because it's really hard to get it. It's like reading the conversation about it. Like, yeah, to basically get Barrett, you just have to be like an asshole to like both Tifa and like Aerith. And I remember my brother was like that. He called it, the character was called like Plop R or something like that. It was just so fucking ridiculous. And because he's like a kid, he just didn't have any like sex drive, and he's gay, so he's like he just talk really cold to them. But it's just funny because I suppose if like you played the game when you was like 15 or 16 or something like that when it came out, you'd be like, you probably would like you'd have like a hard on to one of them, or both, or you just be nice to both of them. But to get Barry, you just have to be like an absolute cunt to like both, to both of them. So it's like people just like, did anyone ever get the Barrett like in the Gold Source? And I was like, yeah, I didn't comment. But I was like, I was in my head. I was like, I did. Like to be him, you just gotta be a cunt to both there for Tifa. It's like some of the options are just like as cold as like what Cloud is like. It's just be like Aerith, just be like, so Cloud, do you ever dream about anything like this? And you could just be like the options, just be like, oh yeah, definitely. Sometimes like my mind wanders like that. Every now and then, but I don't like to dwell on it. And it's just be like, no, don't be stupid. Like that's still like pussy. Oh no, that's still like something women would do. It literally would be like written like that because it's like Japanese and I know. And you just like, and also because it was just like a game, and like, or you just got like a stupid avatar with like the big paintbrush hands, and then they're just kind of like going like this. And the music's just dum dun 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 dun. It's like someone's like bought like one of those Casio keyboards, but like back when the game was made, like even a Casio keyboard would be like fucking like expensive. But that's like literally what it is. Like the Japanese guy would have like had his like the blue PlayStation, the one that like lets you like the one that lets you edit it, and he would have like probably, I don't know like how it would have worked. Probably there would be like a MIDI piano, and you probably had to have a computer. But presumably you'd have like, I used to work with them when I did not work with them. When I was in like secondary school, like, we had it. It's usually these programs, but it would have been like a more primitive version of like that. And then you can just use your like keyboard and you can just play like whatever, like the Slums theme. And then he would have like just gone on like the sounds. He would have just picked like reggae drums, whatever that sound is, the calypso sound. But it's just crazy because it's just like end up iconically just making sort of like the best tune. But basically, my point being is if you want to understand how you can like benchmark a society, it's like stagnating. It's like none of us want, all of us are just like pining over like things that have already existed. I'm playing a remake of a game. If society was generally like improving for the better, there wouldn't need to make remakes because people would just be like satisfied with the stuff that's new that's coming out. That's the thing you don't understand. So this is the fact that we're like leaning so much on like remakes, remasterings. It's just proof that we're not inventing anything new. We've accepted that there's like 10,000 IPs that have been made, and we're just going to leech off them now. The Jews have realized that they're just, because they own the entertainment industry. They now know that they've probably got like enough IPs that the Indians and blacks want. They're just trying to like snuff us out. So they're just like going, no more white IPs made. Anything that's invented by white people now, we're just gonna like eventually own like public domain, obviously will. And then once they own perfect ID of it, they're just gonna turn them all black. I just get like black Popeye, black Winnie the Pooh, black, and they'll just do that. So what the Jews will basically, you'll see, like if we let the Jews get away with it, is that you'll just get America will just become like black, but you'll have like all of like the top people, the executives. It'll be like when we played Abe's Odyssey. So all of like the Gluckans would be Jews, and then all of like the underlings would be like blacks. All of like the Abe's guys, they're black, and they'd just be like slaves. And then like the sligs would just probably be like Indians or something. Yeah. And that is like how the Jews would want to like do it. They'd just be, and it would be like that racist. The Indians would just like have they'll be given guns and stuff, and then they'll like be basically like the sligs, like I said, like the kind of like little like slugs that just like they've got guns, so they can like be dangerous. And that's probably like maybe that's probably an allegory of what, again, like the fucking Abe's Odyssey people knew. Because again, like the Glockens are like funny because they're like they look intimidating, like Jews, but then it's like when you actually realize what they are, they're just like these like fucking like heads on like legs. So it's again, it's like a little allegory. But that's what they want to do to America and Europe. And that's basically, yeah, exactly. So Abe's Odyssey is just that. Abe's Odyssey would just be like effectively like a story of a black man who like in like the future 2300 where like the Jews are like officially like taken over and the whites are like gone. And they managed to now like just turn like the whole of America and Europe into like it's basically just black. There's like a couple of mixed race. So basically, the more white you are, it'll be like that caste system. So the Jews would be like the Glockens, who would be like the top supremos who don't need to work or do anything. They're just like kind of just making all the money. And all of the apes will try, but they're all just the black people, and they're all going to be like doing all of the menial work. But their reward is to just get given like N-ball and just like fucking like KFC and stuff, because they're dumb. And that's what I mean. They're cattle. They'll do it. They just keep reproducing. And then like Indians, just because they're slightly more intelligent, and like the sort of mixed race women and people, they'll probably be like the sligs and like the sort of like the managers and stuff, like executives. And that will be basically what will happen if we just don't do anything. And they'll just kill like, and then they'll use that to like take out the Middle East, because they obviously the Jews just will still want to create like Israel to be like the motherland. So they'll then probably like use like if they get their way, like Europe and then America. To take them out. Because the Middle East doesn't have any nukes. I don't think Pakistan has it. Pakistan did like one test, and in like 1997, and it's like the shittest looking test I've ever seen. It's like you just basically see like a mountain, and then like the mountain is just like there's like a kind of like an avalanche has just gone off, but effectively, in my opinion, it's like no proof there's actually like a nuke's gone off. It just looks like you just stuck loads of TNT into a mountain and just set it off. So they just, it's like labeled like Pakistan underground nuke, and like all the comments are like really shady and like weird, and they're all like, oh yeah, safest ever nuke ever tested or some shit. And again, I'm like, what's your evidence? Sorry, this is a nuke. Oh well, our Pakistan scientist then went to the blast site and confirmed. I was like, so you're Pakistan again? No. Can we have like a white ego there? Do you mind just? Now it's 2026. We'll give you permission to just set off one of your nukes. Do you mind just doing that? We'll pay for the nuke as well, but could you just prove to me that you actually do have a nuke? And they'll probably come up with loads of excuses why they won't want to do it, but that just cope they don't have a nuke. But that's the question I'll throw to them. I'll say Pakistan and India, can you just prove to us that you do have like nukes? Like, just set one off in like the Indian Ocean, and like, I'm just intrigued. If they do, okay, fine. That's just that'll probably just be actually a good way for both those nations to actually build up intimidation. So that's why it'd be perfect. So if I threw my gauntlet down and said, hey India, do you mind just like setting a nuke off just to show us like actually you are nuclear power? Then we'll give you permission. We'll just tell like all our ships to just not like no naval ships go near like some area here or somewhere, but you can just fire like set off a nuke somewhere deep in the Indian Ocean, because like some ships just don't go there. Seriously, there are like places like on around like the Indian Ocean is fuck off huge. Seriously, if you look at like this maritime trading maps, because obviously it's like India, and then it's like Africa, and then it's like the start of like Malaysia and stuff like that. This whole part here is just it's almost just not used, and that's fucking thousands of miles. So it's like it's the second third biggest ocean, I think, but it is still really big. But the point I'm making is like barely anyone uses that bottom part of the Indian Ocean, because it's just all the maritime ships just take the sewers and they just like go and Decatur to try and get cut a straight line to get to the Malacca Straits, because it's the quickest route. It's no point using the second quickest route or the third quickest route, so there's barely any traffic, and so you've got like a huge block of the Indian Ocean which is just basically vacant. And that's also, you know, there was that plane, that the plane crash that happened, that really mysterious one where it just disappeared. A lot of people speculate that actually it did crash in the Indian Ocean, and one of the good reasons they gave was because of exactly what I said. They said that if you just turned off your like a GPS, dead reckoning, and all of like your like a navigational equipment, and you basically are just going in free fall, and you just like sat there and you just left your plane. I think what happened was he was decompressing the plane to like knock everyone out. So he decompressed the plane, and it like basically made everyone pass out. And then like he then veered the plane towards the Indian Ocean. So he just basically just was gonna go. He was just gonna leave the plane, so it was just gonna basically be on autopilot, and it would just keep on going like straight until effectively just ran out of fuel. But because the plane is nowhere near, I don't think many planes could just take the bird. There are, sorry, but it wasn't designed to do this flight. So it was just like meant to go from fucking like Singapore to like China or something like that. He just said it so the plane would just keep going, and then eventually it would just enter into like the Indian Ocean. But they just have barely any like radar stuff or like because what's the point? Because there's no, like I said to you, nothing. That's just like an area which is just no one uses it, because no one's using the south of Africa for like fucking traffic. No one's gonna be like, hey, oh, you know what, dear? I'm just steering this like 500,000 deadweight ton cargo ship. Do you fancy going around the whole of Africa? How much longer is that gonna take? Oh, probably like an extra month. Oh, go on then. I don't mind. No, no one's doing that. Everyone's going to take the straight route, and that's why these traffic lanes get really fucking busy. That's what I'm telling you. That's why if we own the north of Africa, we can just tack the wazoo out of like China, and it'll be fucking forced to like have to like use the Horn of Africa, and it will take an extra month, and that will really cost loads, because that's a month extra of fuel on a ship is a fucking ton of money. I know the game works. I just saw Aerith crying. What did you say to her?
I could see myself moving out here, living off the land. Be a nice change of pace. Just me, Marlene, and our little piece of paradise. Wonder what kind of stuff we'd end up growing.
Oh my god, I haven't done any of it.
Onions. Perfect fit for you.
Oh? And what makes you say that?
Because you cry a lot.
You're a funny clown.
Okay, hang on. This is actually very good. Brilliant. Okay, hang on. So it looks like I missed Barrett there. So I need to like redo this again. So I'll do that, because that's actually kind of worth doing. Do I need any more threads? Yeah, exactly. Where's you? Is that where I'm supposed to go? Isn't it?
In luxuries, we make up for in rustic charm.
So obviously I just missed that. So I've spoken with Tifa, I've spoken with Aerith. It'd be Red X and then Yuffie.
Today, I'm
Okay, here's Red X.
Telling species apart can be difficult. What looks like a Gungaga mushroom may in fact be poisonous. For me and my nose, the difference is obvious. But for someone like you, well, let's find out. Which of these do you think they are?
One's on the left. Anyone with eyes can see that.
So, you've a death wish. I must say that's troubling to learn. A word of advice, Cloud. Do not, under any circumstances, consume wild mushrooms.
Thanks. I'll try not to.
The soil here is exceptionally easy on the paws, as if it exudes life itself.
It's just Yuffie. Although, isn't Yuffie in the house? Because I can't remember if she's the one who's like singing like the song.
Remember, no feeding the wildlife.
Heard through the grapevine that Izo's singing a different tune now. Instead of...
Order a round of further.
Don't forget to try.
This is your friendly reminder from the Youth Coalition to watch out for monsters.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
am so bored. I am so bored. Bored right out of my...
That's quite great.
quiet down, will you? You're a guest here.
Here comes the singing police.
Yeah.
Sorry, officer, but I'll stop when you give me your materia. I am so bored right out of my brains.
Alright, hang on, so... Shit. Gotta do that again. It does mean I gotta strike back. Needs must. Guess this is the fucking case. Cool video.
So I'm gonna respond to some of the comments I keep seeing in my comments where don't know each other. Like, enjoy your rights, baby girl, because you are a
baby girl.
And look, I feel a lot of people are very divided on this, and a lot of people think like, oh, you know, like it's really sad, and like an element of me is sad for her because it's like stand up off the floor, girl. But another part of me is like,
oh, I wasn't the stickiest for.
Really, there are so many resources now, and there's so much awareness surrounding like what's going on in Afghanistan and how oppressed these women are, and your first thought is, yeah, I really want to move over there. It's just like it gets to the point, you know.
That's really right.
I keep seeing this comment too, so I guess I will go ahead.
Okay, we need like children for war.
A small Shinra subsidiary. Another paper shuffling, copy pasting forwarder of emails.
Interesting. Yeah, I am half Europe, half Peru, and the other half of me is from
But you lot are
US,
special.
I guess you could say.
What
Look,
is
I'm not
special?
saying that US
Never
is
met a
perfect.
special group of
Literally,
people
in
in
no
all my
world do I think
could I
that
not
US is
tag along?
perfect, especially with Trump in office. A lot of women's rights are teetering, you know, on the edge of
Come now,
existing in
this is a
America.
road
For example,
trip.
rights
We should be bonding, not fighting.
Literally can't get an abortion. I'm not saying that the US is perfect in any way, shape, or form, but Afghanistan is way worse. In fact, I think in order for us to move forward with this video, it would make sense for us to literally talk about what rights you have in Afghanistan. Let's have a
I love that she's very, very, very careful to mention specifically just Afghanistan. It's not the really, it's not the 50 other countries that like are Muslim.
Stupid guard, get the better of me. Not before I punch that witch right in the mouth. Oh, that's it. I can't.
Wait, just wait. We'll find somewhere to... Pull over! She's about to pop!
Wait, Lassie! Not in the buggy! Not in the buggy!
Not in the buggy, dude. Dude, not in the buggy, man.
look at that. I think that's a really good starting point for us. Women's rights in Afghanistan. Women's rights in Afghanistan are not respected. Restricted freedom of movement, restricted dress codes, no protection from violence, and forced marriage. In Afghanistan, people have been suffering for decades from starvation and terror. However, the situation in the country deteriorated drastically in August 2021 as the Taliban took power. According to the World Food Programme, in 2023, two-thirds of the population are dependent on humanitarian assistance, almost 3 times as many as in 2021. Women and girls are the most problematic efforts of humans for the Islamists to act with incomparable severity towards women and girls as they took away the rights to...
Come along! The village of Gongaga awaits!
It's about time. I'm freaking starving.
Maybe our lucky food will be on the menu.
Dude, that was gonna be sick.
Our village is a quiet one, as you can tell. Let's keep it that way.
See, this is not like this is what Jews are.
Don't
You
get a lot
recover
of
'em.
visitors,
what
don't like a lot of black people here.
I don't remember the last time. But that's part of this place's charm, I suppose.
Taliban disregards women's rights to Afghanistan in spite of their initial promises to respect.
Look at the
rights
font.
and framework.
Look at the font color that she's reading. It looks fucked. Casey believes anything. It's just normal. But it is probably true.
Telling species what looks like a... From me and my nose, which of these do you think they are?
Right ones.
Correct. I suppose this sense does make it rather obvious.
Sharia law, the Taliban issued numerous decrees that prevent women and girls from exercising their basic rights to freedom of expression, liberty, work, and education. So, new facts on women's rights, restriction of freedom of movement, and restricted dress codes. The Taliban issued a series of decrees and guidelines that violate the human rights of women and girls, including the right to freedom of movement. Women are not allowed to move around in public spaces unless they are in the company of a male relative. In general,
Sounds cool as hell. I'm gonna probably do, and that's how I know Casey. That's how I know Casey's boy runs into him.
Once things settle down, I could see myself moving out here, living off the land. Be a nice change of pace. Just me, Marlene, and our little piece of paradise. Wonder what kind of stuff we'd end up growing.
Black Millie? Red Shelley?
Now hold on there, soldier boy. You do know they're used in love potions, right?
Huh? They are?
I ain't playing matchmaker for you, son.
I love God.
are only allowed to leave the house for urgent matters and have to wear full veils if they do. No protection for women and girls threatened by violence. There's almost no contact points now for survivors of sexual violence. The nationwide system of support built up by women's rights activists in the previous 20 years has completely collapsed. Safe houses had to close. Staff organisations offering protection and advice are subject to threats and often cut in. Look, undercover, since 2009, 22 cases of maltreatment of women have been reported. Nation of violence against women. This no longer has validity. Ministry of Women's Affairs has abolished. The Taliban swept through the country, seizing power in 2021. They systematically released prisoners, many of whom have been imprisoned for committing acts of gender-based violence. Forced and child marriage, girls and women are losing the right to education. One of the first political acts of the Taliban was to forbid girls from attending secondary schools. I wonder why. Since December 2022, women are no longer allowed to study. There are some courses which continue via online teaching, but the females are no longer permitted to take the examinations. Without education, girls face neither higher risk of being exploited, maltreated, or married off early. Their chances of later studying or finding a good job then disappear. Women only have a few opportunities to work. Professional opportunities for women have been severely restricted. Many women lose their jobs. Others are only allowed to continue if they work from home. Any women who
I love it, dude.
I won't let some stupid
have to do a job, have to go to a company on their journey to work by a man. The loss of employment for women has pushed many families deeper into poverty, increasing the numbers of Afghans not making enough to survive.
Yeah, it's cool.
Women's right to work within civil society under severe pressure. Afghan women have repeatedly held demonstrations demanding education work just use. They continue these protests despite the brutality of the regime, imprisonments and abductions. I literally saw a video the other day of some women who were protesting in Afghanistan who were then brutally beaten. So yeah, sounds like a great place to move. Basically, no women in politics, high rates of infant and maternal mortality, education ban, workplace gender gaps, health crisis for women, women's representation in decision making has vanished, so no women have any power whatsoever. Women are prevented from accessing public spaces, parks, gyms, sports clubs. Women are at greater risk of gender-based violence. There's literally basically no repercussions either for
that sounds
men
cool.
who commit violence upon women.
That sounds cool.
I think it was something like in order to
smack bang in the middle of a place famous for. You guessed it, the world's favorite fungi.
Ooh.
Mushrooms grow near a reactor. How bad effects.
Indeed it is. Hold on, little Miss Carson. We're almost there.
Hooray.
that a man has caused damage to you in a domestic issue, you must have drawn blood. Women aren't allowed to speak in public, and when help is attempted to be offered to said women in Afghanistan, it can't reach them because the Taliban basically try to make it as difficult and isolating for women as humanly possible. But yeah, you seem like you've really got it figured out, like taking the decision to move to a country in which women have virtually no rights, and when you're sat in the US right now and think, yeah, I want to give away my rights to be with a man who I've only known for 2 years. Sounds really sensible.
My mom is from Kentucky. My dad is full Jordanian, so yeah.
She's looking at 6 bucks. Cares about opinion.
So this comment threw me because where did this come from? Like, I don't have children. I've never had children. I don't know where this comment came from. This comment is just absurd. Like, you guys really believe that children are not allowed to play? This comment must be why divorce rates are so high in America. That's really all I have to say for now. I might make a part 2.
I love you, guys. Thank you for being a boo. That's how the case boy was.
Animals have been acting strange recently.
Oh, where's the remote?
Forever miss a feeding. You want them nice and fat.
Once things settle down, I can see myself.
Mushrooms.
What? Cause it's our lucky food? Don't tell me you believe that mumbo jumbo. Still, you might be onto something. Gungaga mushroom farming sounds like a license to print here.
Look at this, dude. Dang the cases. Fuck him. I just didn't do that right.
Don't forget to try some of our homegrown produce.
Free out.
I am so bored right out of it.
Oh, that's good.